What's up, guys? Jared here, Paintbrush Samurai. I've been missing in action the past couple days. It's been like a week already, I don't know. I do apologize. I've had PRK done. If you guys don't know what that is, it's very similar to LASIK eye surgery. It's a little bit more extensive. Long story short, my eyes have been lasered and my vision is hopefully corrected, but it leaves you temporarily unable to see very well. It takes about a week to 2 weeks before you really start to feel the benefits of that procedure. So as a result, I have not been able to drive or draw or read or really do anything that meaningful besides watching TV that I could barely view and listen to some good podcasts. So long story short, I've broken my routine. I've broken out of a strict routine that I've been following. And I want to kind of share how this affected me and how this is constantly affecting everybody who doesn't have a routine already established in their lives. For those of you that are curious, which is probably like zero of you, but I'll be able to resume a hopefully somewhat normal routine by Monday, the doctor says. So I'm still not even the path of 100% being healed, but I need to do something. So here I am making this video for you guys. Alright, before I get started about routine and my story of routine, I want to share something with you by Barry Schwartz, author of The Paradox of Choice. He tells us that people become unhappy if they have too many options in life. The problem with options is that choosing any path can leave you plagued with self-doubt. Right? And the reason this is because if you have a lot of options about what you're going to do, whenever you do something good, bad, amazing, you're constantly going to be wondering, well, what if that other choice was better? If you're limited to only one pathway, you're not going to focus on, well, what if? Instead, you're going to focus on, how do I make this path the best possible path that it can be? Or how can I get to the end of this path the quickest way possible? Right? So, by actually sometimes limiting your choices, you become a lot happier. This kind of goes back to the old age of keep it simple, stupid, right? Keep your life simplified. Don't have so much variety of choice, and you'll end up being a lot happier than you would be if you lived a life in a complete abundance of choice. Alright? And this is what I think the foundations of having a routine is built upon. Right? Now this sounds kind of negative, like people might think that if you're having a routine, you're eliminating all these other things from your life that you could be doing, all this free time that you could be spending elsewhere, having fun or socializing or doing random events or hanging out with friends or whatever it is you want to do. And that's true to an extent, but it depends on what your routine is dictated by. See, for me personally, I try not to let my routines be dictated by the outside realities. I try and dictate my life and my routine around things that I want. So for me, having a routine is less of living this hardcore life separated from any fun of the world, but instead of a way of organizing all the fun that I want to have in the most time efficient way so I can maximize each one of those particular things that I want to do. I hope this is coming across as very abstract and unclear to you, because it's the only way that I can possibly explain it. So essentially, I want to share the effects of breaking this habit as it has had on me. For me, it's kind of been a slow process, and at very first, I really didn't feel too bad about breaking the habit, because mostly I had been drugged and had my eyes lasered, so I really just wanted to sleep. But after recovering from the main healing process of having that done, which only takes like a day or two, You're not really allowed to resume any normal activities. You're unable to see very well, but you're not really in any pain. It doesn't feel, you didn't break your bone or anything. Like, you can walk around, you can still see, just not very well. You're not sick. You're just like unable to do stuff. So I became very bored, and I started to also become very low energy and very unproductive. All right, I found myself that even with the limited capabilities that I had, I didn't seek out opportunities to advance myself. Instead, I kind of found it like, well, I'm now in this mode of relaxation and healing. I'm just gonna be absorbed in that notion. Instead of being an absorbed notion, well, I'm limited, but what can I do? It's as if I was in a battle with my inner self, and I've been wounded by being stabbed in the eyes. And instead of swinging blindly, I just kind of sat down and did nothing, right? So which of these two is better, right? Well, probably swinging blindly. If you're in a fight and you're blind, swinging gives you a chance of hitting the target, whereas sitting down gave me zero chance, right? But what I think this stemmed from mostly has not been, a lack of desire, because I've been bored, I've been eager, I've been motivated, I've been passionate, just like lots of people are on a daily basis without any inhibitors. But what stops them? What stops them is a routine, right? When I'm in my routine, there's no question about what to do next. All this time that people spend debating about what to do, how to do it, these are all excuses to delay things that you want to do that you're unable to do, or skills that you want to develop that you're unsure about, right? You're unsure in your own choice to do something, so you question it, right? For example, if I wanted to learn how to draw, I use this example a lot. I could say, well, how do you learn how to draw? Well, what's the best way to draw? Well, is it better to draw in the morning, or is it better to draw at night? Well, and I could spend all this time researching these answers, but all these answers will lead to is more questions. More questions, more time spent researching, more time doubting, less likely I'm going to do it. When you're in a routine, there is no thinking. Well, at least there's no planning. There's a lot of thinking involved, but all the thinking is active thinking in whatever it is you're doing in that moment. You don't need to think ahead, because you have to be in the moment in order to do what you're doing. Okay, sounds confusing. Let's run through a day, right? For example, when I wake up, I normally wake up about 5, and then I drink coffee and a water, and I go to the gym, all right? Now, normal person, well, I don't want to say normal person, I don't want to act like I'm superior or something. So a lot of people will wake up and they'll think, what do I want to do today? Or what do I have to do today? All right, I don't like living my life that way, because it's always this uncertainty. And when I'm asking myself these constant questions, it leads to stagnation. It leads to me prolonging the time that I'm spending doing nothing and not enough time actively doing something, right? So normally I would wake up and I would go right to the gym. And again, there's not really a lot of thinking going on. My entire thought process is just, what do I need to do to accomplish what I'm doing right now? So my first thought of the day is normally, how do I get from here to the bathroom? Right? It sounds simple, but I know for a fact that the first thing I gotta do is I gotta brush my teeth, because I don't like the feeling of having unbrushed teeth in the morning. Plus, once I brush my teeth, it's over. I've already committed to being up. And when you're up at 5 a.m., believe me, there is nothing else to do than go to the gym. So you go to the gym. And when you're in the gym, it's really hard to have your mind focused on other things, because you're just physically exerting yourself. All right, it's really hard. Like, seriously, try it. Try and be upset while you're doing something physically exhausting. Try to be sad while you're doing something physically exhausting. Try to be anything while you're physically exhausting other than just being physically exhausted. I bet you'll be unable to do it. Afterwards, I'll come home and shower, eat breakfast, general things. And often I'm tempted to delay right here. Even eating breakfast is like a time for the enemy to attack. Right? You get tempted to like watch YouTube videos or something while you're eating breakfast. But instead, I try to just move on to the next task, which is usually studying Japanese. And again, once I start studying Japanese, all I think about is Japanese. And then I start drawing. Once I start drawing, all I think about is drawing, etc., etc. And my day goes on. I draw, I Photoshop, I go to work if I need to that day. I study, I read, whatever it is I need to do that day. But I set it all up ahead of time so that there's no thinking, there's no delaying, there's no questioning, there's no self-doubt. Okay, the more time you allow yourself to sit and think, the more likely self-doubt is going to come in and drag its wretched claws on you and pull you underneath the earth and then bury you like the zombie that you are. So, bottom line is, try to create a routine. Try not to break your routine. And if you do break your routine for, circumstances out of your control, like having your eyes shot with giant lasers and having your cornea dissolved with a toothbrush of some sorts, look into PRK, it's terrifying. Then find a way to get back into your habit as soon as possible. And I think you'll find that a routine lifestyle built by you will make you a lot happier than someone with all the freedom and choice and possibilities in the world.